right, man. You ready to get straight into this?
You bet your buttons, dude. What a week.
No projector today.
Okay.
Break out your phone if you need to. I did share the
That's right.
PDPR list with you.
Yeah, you did. It's probably looking crazy.
Oh, my God.
It's probably looking awful.
All right, let's open it up. Welcome to the AC Sports Podcast.
What up?
My name's Eric Ahlswede.
I'm Ross.
It is Friday, October 10th, 11:04 a.m. Special Friday episode.
Yeah, we've been traveling.
We have. We'll talk about that if we have time at the end.
Okay, sure.
But let's dive straight into this because we have 60 minutes.
Yeah, let's get going.
Point Differential Power Rankings for Week 5 with a little bonus Week 6 Thursday game thrown in there.
What a game.
Let me explain the Power Rankings to those who are listening for the first time. Now, we have an average point differential per team, right? So this is the amount of points you've scored versus the amount of points you've given up. And then we get the average of that from the games played. Because we have buys now, we have to go with the average. We can't do the total.
Okay, fair.
The cool thing about this is that now I can throw in like a Week 6 game, one game, and then still take an average. So we get a highly accurate list. Because there are 32 teams, it neatly divides into 4 grades, the A teams, B teams, C teams, and D teams. Oh, boy, Ross. Let's get into the A teams.
Okay, break it down.
Number 1, the Colts of Indianapolis.
Still.
That number 1 spot with a plus 14.8 average points per game differential.
Awesome.
Number 2, the Lions.
Yeah, here they come.
Number 3, the Texans of Houston.
They jumped so much.
The last
one game.
Well, 2. So they had the 26-0 game 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And
Good
then
point.
the huge game against the Ravens.
Yeah,
so,
huge.
a plus 30-point differential 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, amazing.
It's going to do it for you. The Texans are now number 3. They jumped 12 spots from ranked 15th last week to number 3 this week.
What's their record, 2-3?
They're 2-3.
Weird.
The records now are not matching with the rankings.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
That
Hopefully that irons itself out.
Well, that's what's cool about this list is that the records are deceiving early on often.
Yeah. Well, and then also this list kind of falls apart around week 14, 15, 16, 17 in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, calm down. Watch with this criticism.
I don't mean it disrespectfully. It's just
number 4, the Seahawks holding strong. They dropped from 2 to 4, but they're still in the top 4. The Bills at number 5, they've been top 5 all year. The Broncos now staying in that 5-6 range. They are at number 6. I want to point this out. I'm starting to see some similarities between last season and this season already.
Interesting.
The Broncos were at a solid 6.5 point differential kind of all year, especially through the end of the year. It's exactly where they are now. Worth noting.
Yeah.
The Commanders, a little bit of a roller coaster last couple weeks.
Yeah, but won by what, 16?
17.
17, that'll help you.
They are up to number 7 now. They jumped 8 spots from 14 to... Oh, I'm sorry, they're tied for 6 with the Broncos.
Okay.
So from 14 to 6. And then the Jaguars, been solid, top 10 team.
Yeah.
They are at number 8.
What a huge win for them.
I know you can't...
Back-to-back weeks, too. Really impressive.
Yeah, I know you can't see the list. If you can remember what I just told you.
Yeah.
What jumps out?
Well, the Texans jumps out significantly, and I think Denver and Washington sneaking into the A group jumps out to me as well. We were talking a little bit about Denver. Like, here they come. They've had a couple hard losses, tough losses. The leverage was rough. But yeah, they're starting to right the ship and look like the Broncos that we thought they were going to be. And hey, JD5 comes back. I mean, boy, what a crazy game down there. I mean, the Chargers are in complete control up until the Johnson fumble. And then from that point on, it was the Bill show and JD5 leading the way and Debo doing his thing and a good defense getting pressure on Herbert. I mean, that was a huge win for Washington. It really seems to like point the ship in the right direction for them for the rest of the year. Like a statement victory. No doubt. Bills lose to the Patriots. They're still in the A group. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
They didn't lose by a lot, but they certainly did not look good that night. What sticks out to you?
So I was at the game in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you were.
It could not have gone any better. I mean, it's a risk to buy the flights to, the lodging, the food, the going out, like all just for a game.
Sure.
Because if it goes wrong, like what am I doing here?
Why did I spend this money?
Yeah, seriously. And first quarter, it's just one-sided Chargers domination. And then McConkey returns the punt.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, it's going to be a fucking blowout.
That was a sick punt return, too. The hurdle, no, got called back.
And if you remember what we talked about last week.
What's up?
It's impossible to block a punt from the middle.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about
roughing
that.
the kicker.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Whoops.
Turns the whole game around. JD5 is in his hometown of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
A lot of burgundy and gold in the crowd, which is a problem for these LA games, honestly.
Totally.
The San Diego Chargers, transplant to LA. A lot of business transplants into LA, so you get a lot of road fans. Kind of an issue, honestly.
Yeah. Same thing when the Niners played Thursday night. A lot of Niners fans in the crowd. There's always a lot of the other team's fans in the crowd at the LA games.
It matters.
It does.
So just to see, the fact that Daniels didn't need like a week to settle in. He needed a quarter to settle in, honestly. And then just utter domination. My favorite player, a big fan of the pod, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He's not responding to our posts anymore. He's way too famous now.
Oh, what an awesome game. That must have been fun to see.
It was incredible. And we'll talk a little bit more about them in a bit.
Yeah, got the dub, dude. Made the trip worthwhile. You're probably riding high after that the next couple days.
Some other cool stuff happened too down there.
Cool.
All right, the B teams. The Minnesota Vikings are at 9. The Packers, the 2-win Packers, are at 10.
2-2-1. Crazy.
2-1-1.
2-1-1.
The Patriots. The Patriots went down 2 spots.
Weird.
Because they had that huge week against Carolina last week. So they jumped all the way up to 9.
Yeah.
Settled in. So even with a win, a phenomenal win, now they're settled. To me, what this tells me, they're a solid kind of B team now.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
So they are at number 11. The Chiefs at 12, dropped 4 spots. The Rams at 13. The Niners at 14. The Cardinals at 15. And the Bucks, the last B team, at 16.
Yeah. B's is just a nasty group, man. There's a lot of good teams in that group.
Anything stand out to you in there?
Oh, gosh.
Again, we have Vikings, Packers, Patriots, Chiefs, Rams, 49ers, Cardinals, Bucks.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Patriots staying in the B group is nice. They look to be trending in the right direction.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I mean, what a huge victory, Sunday Night Football. The NFC West grouped in, matched up again. Right there, wasn't it? Niners,
right
Rams,
there.
Cardinals.
We're talking about trends from last year. That's exactly what happened last year. Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, the B group is just really competitive. There's a lot of good competitive teams in the B group. I think that's what it says to me.
The Bucks, frankly, were the top C group team before the Eagles bounced down. The Eagles are on the C group. So fascinating. They're considered kind of one of the better teams in football. Yeah. Baker's getting MVP talk. They're playing really tough teams.
Yeah, they got another one this week.
But, look, the Giants played a tough team last night, and the Giants won by 17 points. So
crazy. To
me, it still does matter that the Bucks are barely winning these games. Yeah. I think that's gonna come to fruition. If not this season, like in the playoffs, maybe. That's my kind of prediction here with the Bucks. How do you feel about that Bucks team?
Well, I feel the same way as that I feel about the Niners. The Niners have played a lot of tight games.
Niners, Rams.
It's tight. Every single one of the Niners, I think, the largest margin of victory was like 5 in their games. I mean, they're playing a lot of tight football, But and against really good teams for the most part.
Yeah.
And potentially over the course of the year, their schedule, will get easier. But, they do going into the season, they had the easiest schedule, and then turns out Jacksonville ends up being a good team. But maybe at the beginning of the year, that was kind of one of those games you thought like they'd be able to handle business in.
Yeah.
And they played, everybody in their division, which is a tough division so far. So we'll see what happens moving forward. They get Carolina, they get the Titans. Of course, the Titans just had a crazy comeback victory over the Cardinals.
Easy schedule for the Niners.
So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But you get, all it takes is if you look at some of these games, like for Houston, like all it takes is one blowout early in the year to jump into the A group. So I don't really think it's like truly telling of like how good a team is when you have kind of that one anomaly game in your schedule,
I guess my thing is like a blowout matters, a close game matters. So, I think we can maybe kind of overestimate the played a good team thing. Like, Commanders still go on the road and beat the Chargers, the 3-1 Chargers by 17. Like you could still beat a team up regardless if they're good. I mean, I guess the Ravens, we can't use them as an example anymore with Cooper Rush. But I don't know. Like, it doesn't – if you play a good game, you could still beat a good team by 14 points versus 2, and that matters to me. That means that your defense kind of stepped up. It means your offense didn't let up on the gas.
Sure. I feel the opposite. I feel like we underestimate it. Like, I think, I think in a way the Chargers – the Commanders got the Chargers at the right time. And I think really what happened in that game was that the Chargers had more injuries to their offensive line. They came in there without 2 of their best guys, Slater, who's done, Alt, who missed the game. Then Pipkins got hurt. And if you look at what happened to their offense in the second, third, and fourth quarter, they just couldn't protect Herbert because they had a bunch of backup offensive linemen in. And they had, guys shuffling in certain positions. They were shuffling around. So, when you think about games and what happens when you play opponents, sometimes you play an opponent at the right time. You play a Philly team if you're the New York Giants. Saquon's a little banged up. It's not teams have games where they don't have a great game, and I don't think that's really telling of how good a team is over the course of a season.
Okay.
So I think in a way we can underestimate some of these, matchups where a team may win by 17 against a squad that's not really reflective of how good that team actually is.
Injuries matter for sure. We'll talk about Gonzalez, the cornerback for the Patriots.
Yeah, he's back.
He was out 3 games. Now that he's back,
shut down.
Pretty big difference.
Right.
That said, the Commanders have the number 1 rushing game in the league, and they've had to go through injuries, trading their RB1. Like, injuries matter, but in the NFL, it's like it also doesn't. You got to plug and play. You got to keep going. I mean, Mac Jones with the Niners, phenomenal, supreme example. So, I get it, but part of a team is how solid are your backups. I mean, it's a huge part of a quality of a team. So, I like that we're disagreeing a little bit. It's good. We're giving a little back and forth here on this point differential ranking versus the actual quality of the team.
Yeah, it's not necessarily just injuries. There's just a lot over the course of a year that things just may not work out for a really good team at on any given Sunday. And I think that's kind of like why you don't see some teams go undefeated. Like, it's so hard to go undefeated. And things just don't work out all the time.
I think that's the early theme of this season is the sheer unpredictability of this.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year.
And we'll go over we do the best and worst weeks. We'll do that at the end of the PDPR segment. Phenomenal who had the worst week this week. It's all like top tier teams. So it's great. I mean, we love parity in the NFL. Cardinals still hanging around in the B group. That's interesting. Tragic
good
loss.
Point. That is
another fucking flip of at the end zone, back-to-back weeks.
How do teams keep doing this, dude?
To me, it didn't look like that was a fumble. It should have been a touchdown.
Right. What were the refs looking at? Dude, agree with you. He totally had the nose of the ball across the line. It was wild.
Yeah. I don't know if we have any theories on why that happens. I think, I don't know. Yeah, we can.
I agree with you on that. I thought the same thing. Like, wait a second. That doesn't quite look like a complete fumble to me. Like,
and the craziest thing about this back-to-back weeks, we had the Colts receiver last week that did it. They literally cost the teams the game.
Yeah, they did.
That's a fucking gut punch.
Yeah.
But congrats to Cam Ward. Another Kyler just every week.
Poor
Kyler
guy.
on the bench. Just fucking Vietnam shell shock, dude.
Oh.
Poor guy. I still like Kyler. Okay, the C group.
Okay, is this crazy?
Insane. Number 17, the Chargers. They have a 0 average point differential per game. Even.
They're in trouble.
Now we're getting into negative point differentials, coincidentally. Okay, all the A and Bs were positive. The Bucs have a 0.6 average. They were the final B team. Eagles at 18. Now a minus 0.17 average point differential.
Yeah.
An abysmal 2 weeks for the Eagles. I mean, turmoil, arguments in the parking lot. A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he has his guns locked in the safe. Sorry, it was insensitive. Chargers 17, Eagles 18. Steelers, after the bye, still sitting at 19, even though they're one loss. Cowboys up 3 spots. They're at 20. They're a big win. Falcons at 21. Panthers at 22. Giants now at 23. They hop 3 spots. Bears at 24. So maybe this isn't the craziest group. I mean, we have some solid playoff teams: Chargers, Eagles, Steelers.
Should be, yeah.
And then the middling kind of NFC teams. These are all NFC teams: Cowboys, Falcons, Panthers, Giants, Bears. Those teams feel like they belong together.
Yeah, they do. I agree with you.
So I guess maybe let's separate this. Out of those 3 AFC teams, I'm sorry, there's just 2 AFC teams. The Eagles are in there too. So a lot of NFC here. What hops out to you? Again, Chargers 17, Eagles 18, Cowboys, Falcons, Panthers, Giants, Bears 20 through 24.
Yeah, you alluded to it. I mean, Philly's in a little bit of trouble right now. It's going to be interesting to see what happens now that they've faced some adversity. And, I mean, they run like 5 tush-push plays in a row last night. And everybody is like, dude, this sucks. Like, stop doing this. It's just not fun. Like, we need to figure out a better way to play some football. So it's interesting that just keeps, like, the snowball keeps getting bigger and bigger with the way that they play. And there's just not really excitement there. And that's a couple tough losses.
Yeah, I mean, coaching coming into question, offensive play calling coming into question.
Definitely.
They got Kellen Moore that left to coach the Saints
yeah.
right? Is gone. That might be a real issue. Something we're not seeing with the Lions, by the way, with their new OC.
Yeah.
We are seeing maybe with the Eagles.
I think it is an issue. I mean, A.J. Brown's upset. Devontae had a good game yesterday. Goddard had a good game yesterday, but they're not throwing to Brown that much. Saquon's, yardage is not great. I think he's averaging like 53, 54 yards per game on the ground. They can't seem to, get him free. I read somewhere that last year he ran 2.9 yards on average before first contact from the defender. So the holes were open. This year it's down to 1. So he's literally like having to make a move in the backfield to avoid whether it's a D lineman, a linebacker. So the holes were open for him last year, and this year that's not happening. So,
I mean, this is music to my ears as a Commanders fan. This is like the best possible scenario, honestly. They're still 4-2. We're a half game back now. We got the Bears Monday night, so we could climb to first place this week. We talk about Jalen Hurts not getting the respect. He's a Super Bowl MVP. Why is he not a top, let alone top 5 guy? Why is he not a top 10 guy? We're starting to really see why, I think.
Yeah, well, it's so interesting you mentioned that. I mean, it's one of the things that I was thinking about. He has games where he's like clearly the best player on the field. You can make the case that in the Super Bowl they lost, he should have won the MVP because he was incredible that night. And you see the talent at times, the arm talent. You see him make some of these throws. But then you have games like last night or a lot of their games this year where it's like he can't make a good pass. And that's kind of really interesting.
And yeah. I saw on that interception that he threw to the left sideline, A.J. Brown ran a post right up the middle with no safety up there, wide open for a touchdown. I don't know, man. We keep hearing about Brown and Hurts in the news.
Yeah, we
and
do.
their fights.
Yeah. Something to it.
Hurts is a very solid kind of man of God in my lane. Like, the world's against me. I'm going to go forward. And he won a Super Bowl doing this. He's been to 2. Yeah. So, he's going to stick to that formula. He does strike me. It's like the double-edged sword of being a good quarterback is like you're so in your lane in your vision. Like, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're kind of blocking, you can also block out things that can cause strife or, like, new paths that you may need to go down. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, like, Hurts maybe has kind of some blinders on. I've never really thought this out, but, like,
I like where you're going.
Look, it comes down to personality and mentality so often at this level.
So true. Well, and a lot of these guys deal with diva wide receivers. You know, like, wide receivers are not. In the NFL, that's, like, probably the position that's the most diva. It's got to be hard for some quarterbacks to sort of manage that relationship.
100%.
And A.J. Brown is not helping. You know, he's like, you know, that's problematic.
And when, you know, and that goes also into the success of a team, like the relationship that your quarterback, that everybody has with everyone, but, you know, quarterback with receivers. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge thing. So the second you hear, there's no coincidence that a couple weeks ago, it's like they're 4-0 and there's still a bunch of strife in the locker room.
Yeah, that's
weird. And then they've lost 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
Embarrassingly last night, like embarrassing. Where's the defense?
Yeah.
I mean, look, dude, they shouldn't have won that Rams game in a sense. So they kind of are a 3-3 team possibly.
Yeah.
You know, barely beat the Cowboys week 1. I love it. Bring on the strife in the Eagles locker room.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl hangover, as of now, is kind of real for both the Chiefs and the Eagles.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad you brought up the Super Bowl hangover. I've been thinking a little bit about that. It may take them some time to kind of right the ship and get things moving in the right direction. And, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it may not be bad for them to be facing some adversity early and still have the record they have. You know,
that's how they have to spin it for sure.
But yeah, that's how they've got to spin it. And if you could just stop the drama.
The Giants, Falcons, Bears had buys. Panthers, we don't really care about.
What were the 2 AFC teams? Those were the ones that were interesting.
Chargers and Steelers.
Oh, Steelers, that's right.
Yeah.
Chargers, man. I mean, they are in so much trouble right now, and it's that offensive line. Now they lose Hampton for a while. I mean, you're going to rely on running the ball with Haskins and Vidal. I don't know, man.
I mean, God, do things change quickly?
They do. I mean, they look like such an exciting team at the beginning of the year. Like, this is the year they're going to win the AFC West. Like,
still may be. The Broncos kind of looking like the front runners now.
Well, they didn't start out so great, right? You know, it's like it looked like the division was the Chargers for the taking with Denver and Kansas City not starting out super well. But here we are, and maybe, just maybe, the Chiefs are going to run away with it. Although, you never know. They had a tough loss. So.
Yeah, they did. We're going to talk about that game. We're going to cover 6 games this week, by the way. We're going to do all the primetime games.
Okay.
We're going to cover our homer teams.
Okay.
And then top 3 games outside of that. I just did top 2 this week.
I trust the production master, no doubt about it.
Okay, C group, last thing I want to say. I mean, how do we feel about the Giants and the Cowboys, frankly? The NFC East, supposedly bottom of the barrel teams. The Cowboys, you know, 40-6. Oh, no, that's the Colts. What did the Cowboys over the Jets? 37-22. I mean, the Cowboys' offense looks great.
Yeah, they did. The Jets got a few late TDs in that game. It was really a blowout.
Giants Giants lost to the Saints in week 5, to be fair.
Tough.
You know, 12-point loss in New Orleans, and then do what they did last night. Who fucking knows what's going to happen? The only thing you can count on is the Colts crushing. How do you feel about the Giants? Now we have 2 games since we potted last to go off of.
Well, young team, young quarterback, probably prone to have, you know, some really good games and prone to have some shitty games as they try and kind of figure it out. It seems like that happens with young teams. I would say that, like, I'm all for the Dart and Cam show. Like, I think it's exciting. I think it's fun. Cam's an absolute wrecking ball. Just plays with a lot of good old-fashioned, old-school, traditional football vibes. It's hard not to enjoy him. And Dart's solid, dude. Like, the way he runs, and played phenomenal against Philly. So, good little tandem right there. That's fun to root for.
He had some turnovers against New Orleans. That's why they lost the game. I mean, I think if you're a Giants fan, you're more excited now than you have been in a decade. I mean, seriously. You got 2 rookies, you know, that now are being interviewed by Thursday Night Football. Scadaboo's taking his shirt off, chest bumping with
great text message you sent.
I mean, just in the personality of this guy, it's like Dart, like all nature boy.
Sure.
You know, they interviewed his parents last night. That's emotional. From the South, and then you got Scadaboo, our hometown guy up in NorCal, who's just a complete savage. You know, we know people like that grew up in this area.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in heaven, man. And then they beat the Super Bowl champions last night. So fascinating division, the NFC East right now.
Yeah, I think it'll be up and down for the Giants. But dude, if they were to end the year with 7-8 wins, it'd be a huge success for them. You know, especially moving forward with the rookies.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably is a long shot. I mean, you're probably looking at more like 6, but you never know. And dude, here's the thing about Dallas. Dallas is dangerous when Dak is healthy. Their offense just looks a lot better. And, you know, they're running the ball a little bit with Javonte, who's had a good year. You know, they lose CD, but it feels like their passing attack doesn't skip a beat. Pickens steps up, is doing things. I just kind of wait for the domino to fall with Dallas, whereas like when at the end of the year, what happens? Do they make some mistakes? You know, when does this, defense catch up to them without much of a pass rush? You know, but if Dak's there and he's under center, they're dangerous. They just are.
Yeah. I mean, it's fascinating that the Cowboys lose Lamb, the Giants lose Neighbors, and now they're better.
For 1 week.
Bill Simmons calls this the Ewing theory, where Patrick Ewing got hurt for the Knicks, and then they went and made the finals for the first time. And you see it a lot.
You do.
I think there's something about like when there's a star on the field, too much attention is kind of on that person, and it's like it's not like you're not really focusing on all 11 guys as much.
Love that.
And so there's some real value. And McLaurin out with the fucking Commanders, the whole NFC East. Their wide receiver ones are out.
Yeah.
And they're all thriving now.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
And it's wide receivers, which are divas, which are egotistical.
So let me as a wide receiver, as a high school wide receiver, all league, Chico High, 1997. There's a reason they're divas. And it's not just because they make the big play, they can win ball games, big catches. It's the most exciting play kind of in sports or one of them, It's because you're running full speed for 20, 30, 40 yards every single play. And if you're open and the guy doesn't see you, of course you're going to be furious, especially if you're like an elite talent in the world.
Sure.
Like, of course you – and it's because it's not – it just happens one time. It's successive over and over. Yeah. So – I think that can't be overstated. Like the amount of sprinting and potentially getting open.
That's a good point.
You're gonna get furious. Any normal human being is gonna get upset. It's almost like a real skill not to.
Yeah. Well, true. My thought to that is, so many times you think you're open. Sure. And it's what the quarterback is seeing is like, if I throw this ball into this lane, there's a linebacker who's going to have a chance to tip it, or there's a safety that's coming over that's going to have a chance to pick it.
Okay, we're going to move to the D group. Man, it's tough to get a pod in under 60 minutes.
No, that's fine.
32. D group, 25. The Ravens now leading the D group.
Crazy. I think that's probably one of the biggest storylines of the year is that they're a mess. And, they don't have Lamar. Right now, it's bad.
They dropped 6 spots in the ranking. They had a huge fall last week after the Texans game to 19. Now they're 25. Dolphins 26, Saints 27, despite the win. Dolphins and Saints both jumped 3, even though the Dolphins lost. Jets at 28, the only winless team. But there are 4 teams worse than the Jets with point differential. The Browns there at 29. They just traded away Joe Flacco to the Bengals. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Raiders at 30, I think kind of considered the worst team in football
right now
for fans of the team. Titans at 31, even though they beat the Cardinals. They hopped out of the last spot team. And the last place team with a minus 14.2 point differential are the Cincinnati Bengals, even though they have 2 wins.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about the D team?
Well, we'll see what Joe Flacco can do for them. It's a big trade.
It is. He's got big weapons.
He's got big weapons.
They're 2-3 still.
Yeah, it could be big for them.
That AFC North is just fucking garbage all of a sudden.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel, man. I mean, comes in, plays solid, doesn't turn the ball over really.
Good.
He looked good.
Barely lost to the Vikings in London.
So that's not. Yeah, they didn't get the dub, but he looked good.
Yeah, agree.
It's interesting, And man, the Ravens, dude. You said that this is what they'd be going through at the beginning of the year. Everybody would have been like, "You're crazy." So wild.
Hamstrings are such a kind of uncertain injury.
So finicky, yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to. And at this point, like, bro, I mean,
shut it
do
down.
you rush Lamar back? You definitely don't rush Lamar back.
No.
Speaking of rush,
Don't
Cooper
Rush
was
Lamar
the
back.
last guy. He should not be their backup. They should have got somebody that fit the system better.
Dude, and man, that's exactly what I was thinking, like watching some of that game. It was like you and I were talking about that. Yeah. It's like, why do you not have a running quarterback? All these guys got to adjust to rush, and it's not. Dude, that's going to take a few weeks. Awful.
Even like a, Jameis Winston or something that's sitting there as a third stringer. Like, I don't know. Not that he's like a runner per se. I don't know. Yeah. It's fascinating even watching Gabriel and Dart. Like, we're rolling out Russell Wilson and Joe Flacco. There's one point I wanted to bring up. Because of the NIL, there's a talent kind of cream rising to the top in college football, right?
Yeah.
The good teams are getting even better, right? And it makes kind of college now more of a pro-level environment. That helps rookie quarterbacks even more when they transition. They don't need to sit anymore. And we've been dealing with this for a few years, with Daniels especially coming in last year, doing great off the bat. And when we grew up, it used to be, rookie comes in, they'd be trashed no matter what. They need a couple years to kind of get acclimated. Start Dart week 1. Start Gabriel week 1. Like, what are we doing? I don't know.
It's really interesting. I mean, I agree and disagree with that, but maybe it's just because the NIL thing is still new. But you make such a great point about that. The really competitive programs in college football are just getting more competitive because of the transfer window and all these opportunities to, get even better in the offseason through transfers. So that's fascinating. I mean, if you're in the SEC, then exactly. I mean, essentially you're playing pro-style competition because these teams are so stacked.
And let Jaden be kind of the tipping point of this. Like, we're done now with sitting receivers, rookie quarterbacks, sorry.
Yeah.
That said, if you have the option, like the Packers model.
Right. It depends on the team and the franchise.
But if you're rolling out some old kind of wish-washy vet, just start the rookie.
Just start the
have
like
your
the
vet
Giants.
Be the backup and
right.
teach him. Like,
it depends on the situation, I guess. I think you're venturing this conversation into a good category. It's like, if you're rebuilding, you need to start rebuilding right away.
Exactly. Just do it. Throw them in the line of fire. What's the worst can happen?
Yeah.
You're going to lose a couple games anyways with Wilson and Flacco.
Yeah, well, the worst that can happen is what happens to a lot of these quarterbacks is they just end up out of the league or a backup in 4 or 5 years. It would have probably helped someone like Bryce Young to play behind a guy or two. I mean, he
is the kind of maybe exception to what we're talking about.
Well, and there's a couple more. I mean, like Zach Wilson, when he was there, Justin Fields in Chicago. I mean, Fields is exactly, and it depends on the development of, who's coming into the league, and really not necessarily physically, but how they break down a defense and where they're going, how quick they get through their progressions. Do they understand that the blitz is coming here, that window's going to be open over here? I mean, takes some guys a few years to adjust to the speed.
But all those guys you mentioned are pre-NIL guys.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why Jaden is kind of the turning point now, and that's my theory. So from here on out,
maybe
start the rookies. You were a bad team the year before. Start that fucking high draft pick rookie immediately.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at a bad team, I think it definitely lends itself to that happening. And I also think Jaden's just a little bit more special than the average.
I would have been scared to play Dart week 1, honestly. We barely beat the Giants.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's definitely lit a fire. Yeah.
Okay. AFC playoffs based on point differential only.
Ooh.
And the NFC playoffs. The 1 seed Colts, the 2 seed Bills, the 3 seed Broncos, and the 4 seed Steelers. Those are our division winners. The wildcard teams. The 5 seed Texans. The 6 seed Jaguars, so 3 AFC South teams now in the top
Texans
8.
jumped in.
And the 7 seed Patriots.
Wow, That's crazy.
They're now the 8 through 10. The Chiefs, Chargers, and Ravens are on the outside. So Patriots, Chiefs, Chargers, Texans.
Yeah.
If the Texans and Jaguars, let's say they get in, I don't know. Now the Patriots are going to be battling the Chiefs and Chargers for that 7th seed. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. The AFC just seems not great this year.
They improve a little bit this week. I don't know. I mean, the Texans hopping up there.
That's surprising.
The Texans and Patriots kind of rising has now changed the AFC outlook a little bit. That said, the Chiefs and Chargers and Ravens fell. So,
there's some good teams on the cusp of getting in that'll probably get in right there.
Do you disagree with any of those division champs? Colts South, Bills North, Broncos West, Steelers. I'm sorry, Bills East, Broncos West, Steelers.
No, I think that makes sense right now.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
All right, NFC playoffs. The 1 seed Lions, the 2 seed Seahawks, the 3 seed Commanders, and the 4 seed Bucks. I guess obviously the West there is still anything can happen.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, I disagree with Seattle being there. I think Seattle's in a bit of trouble.
Okay. You hope so.
Yeah, they got, their defense is banged up. And, man, Darnold just, I don't know. I don't really know. When you consider what happened in the playoffs with the Vikings, and then, it seems to me he has a tendency in some of these games late to make a costly turnover. And he did against the Bucks. I like Darnold. I root for Darnold. But, man, I just wonder if sometimes the moment gets a little too big for him.
Interesting. And I think, more and more years he plays as a number 1 guy will help.
Yeah.
Phenomenal game. We're going to talk about that Bucks.
Was crazy.
NFC wildcard teams. 5 seed Vikings still hanging around. 6 seed Packers. We saw this last year with the NFC North. Those 3 teams just in it.
It's crazy.
So it's another kind of mirror from last season.
Yeah, I think they've taken over as the best division in football.
And then the 7 seed Rams. We have 8 through 10. We have the Niners, Cardinals, and Eagles sitting there.
Mighty competitive.
Yeah. Niners, they're 4-1, man. Mac Jones starting again, so they're in as good of a position as you could be. But end of the year, Rams, Niners, Seahawks. Good God, that's tough. One of those teams I think is going to be on the outs.
Yeah, I would agree.
Unless it's a North team, the third North team is on the outs. So maybe the Vikings kind of slow down with Wentz. I mean, that kind of makes the most sense. But
it does.
But they're still chugging along.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to wrap up the Point Differential Power Rankings. We spent a little more time on them this week, which I wanted to do. Best week. Now, this is basically the best week, basically since we potted last. So we threw in 2 Eagles and Giants games into this. Number 1, best week, the Texans.
Yeah.
Plus 12 in the rankings. Number 2, the Commanders, plus 8. And then we have the Colts, number 3. And then 4 teams that made a leap that are kind of crappy. Cowboys, Dolphins, Saints, and Giants. They all hopped 3 spots in the rankings. I don't know if that tells us anything. Dolphins, Saints, Giants, Cowboys a little frisky maybe. Mm-hmm. The worst weeks. Now the Eagles, number 1 worst week since we saw each other last, dropped 7 spots. The Ravens, number 2. Chargers and Raiders tied for 3, and the Chiefs 4. So since we saw each other last, the Eagles, Ravens, Chargers, and Chiefs are all in the worst weeks.
Yeah.
Does that tell us anything?
Too early to tell, but perhaps. I would say it depends on the team. I think the Chargers are in a lot of trouble. I think the Eagles and Chiefs will bounce back and be fine.
The Ravens, obviously,
and then the Ravens are, absolutely in a lot of trouble.
I personally love to see these teams not doing well. Save the Chargers, maybe. I kind of like the Chargers, but end of the day, I don't really care as long as... I mean, I don't love any AFC West team, but I don't know. There we go. Yeah. Best and worst. Okay, let's hop to some specific games from Week 5. Let me pull up my notes here. All right. How was Atlanta while I pull these notes up?
It's good, man. Dude, great trip. Got to see the bro, meet the baby. Little Harper's 18 days old. So it was cool, man. My bro and his wife just had their first kid. So congrats, Casey and Emily. Little Harper, adorable.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun, dude. It was a good time.
Okay, we have 6 games we're going to cover from week 5. Okay, we're recording Friday. This is from last Sunday. It's just fine. We're staying consistent here on the pod.
Yeah.
Covering everything.
And a little bit of travel hiccups, though.
49ers Rams on Thursday night, one of the homer games here.
Man.
I'm going to give you, or let's go through one by one. Mac Jones, elite is my note. I write down Brady Bledsoe, Favre Mikowski, Young Montana, Kaepernick Smith, Hostetler Sims, Foles Wentz. Is that what we're dealing with here with Mac Jones and Brock Purdy?
Yeah,
just
man.
taking over. Brock Purdy's going to be benched. What say you?
Oh, man, just as much as we can consider Kevin O'Connell a quarterback whisperer, perhaps we can consider the same thing with Shanahan. I mean, he's just done a really good job with some of the backups he brought in. You know, you could say that the Trey Lance situation was an absolute debacle because he couldn't quite develop him, but I don't know. When you see what he's doing with Mac Jones and the rumors that, you know, Kyle Shanahan wanted to draft Mac Jones all along and that he likes guys that get rid of the ball quickly and that, you know, I mean, to him it's about kind of, you know, knowing where you're going, your progressions. I think that's why he liked Garoppolo. He's just somebody who's smart and, you know, obviously Trey Lance played D2, so needed time to develop and learn a little bit more about the game and hasn't really materialized yet in Dallas and where he's been. So I don't know, man. It's a good situation, and that's a really, really great pickup. And one of the probably bigger stories in the league this year is what Mac Jones is doing.
Shanahan just wants a slow pocket guy. Seriously. I mean, Lance was not that. Lance is a runner. Lance would be, by the way, speaking of Ravens backups.
Yeah, he'd be a nice
Lance would have been better than Rush.
Yeah. I would say, though, that Purdy's, you know, what I think they really like about Purdy and probably what makes Purdy a little bit more valuable is that he can extend plays, and he's great when it comes to, like, backyard football. When the play breaks down, he's, you know, has a propensity to... He rolls out. He's pretty elusive. He's pretty quick, certainly much quicker than Mac Jones. Fair. So I wouldn't necessarily consider him a slow white quarterback. Like, he's got a little bit of elusiveness.
McCaffrey, 139 total yards again. He's very solid with the total yards.
Yeah,
even though he only has like 60 rushing maybe a game.
Yeah, really. They can't run the ball.
Kendrick Bourne, insane. 10 catches for 149 yards. This was like a 4th string guy or a number 4 guy.
They picked him up.
They picked him up?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He used to be a Niner, but then he's gone some other places. And
wow.
Yeah, they signed him when they, you know, had those injuries.
Insane.
They made the move.
One of the most impressive games of the season there for the Niners to win this game.
Oh, right. Wasn't it just crazy? And the way they started out, too, they were just owning it.
Thanks for the pick, B-Rob.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. He's not really doing anything.
Yeah, he's not really.
Stafford elite. Puka, 10 catches again. Kyron, 131 total yards.
He always kills the Niners.
McCaffrey-esque maybe, Kyron now. He's doing a lot of the pass catching, too. So,
yeah.
Great job by you that game.
Yeah, Ross. It was, man. That's a huge victory.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean, dude, in a few plays, like, you know, Alfred Collins coming in with the haymaker to punch the ball loose when Kyron's going in for the go-ahead touchdown was crazy, bro.
There's been some fumbles on the one this year.
There sure has.
Really
great point.
Costly pivotal.
Yeah, that's a good point.
God.
Dude, and the highlight of that's crazy because he totally punches Kyron in the face and then, like, the big old club comes down and knocks the ball out. But you're like, is that a penalty? But, yeah, it was that was awesome. And then just, Pinheiro sneaking in the field goal off the upright, like clanked in. Mm-hmm. Had some crazy plays. There's another play. Obviously the stuff, dude. They stuffed him, you know, which was interesting that McVay kind of called a run there.
I know.
He's so mad at himself.
We're not going to do some play action out of that at
least? How are you not keeping the ball in Stafford's hands to make the decision right there?
Yeah.
So, give the Niners defense some credit. They certainly bent, but they didn't break some of those moments. And, very unlikely win, but huge win for – it's always nice when the B team beats the A team.
Well, Rams are not an A team anymore. Huge divisional win. Patriots-Bills, Sunday Night Football. No Patriots run game still.
Yeah.
So that may be a problem for their playoff chances. James Cook cools a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
The big Diggs game, 10 for 146.
Yeah.
Kincaid seems to keep coming up. Is he a top 5 tight end?
He's sure playing like it.
The team stats were pretty even. The Bills had time of possession and rushing yards, still lost. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Well, wondering the clutch gene in the Bills, it's always been lacking, at least into the playoffs, right? I don't know if that's going anywhere ever. Yeah. And, Allen's legacy is kind of tied into that too. So
yeah, that's an ugly loss for them.
Something missing in that final step for the Bills, like the Ravens, and I don't know.
Yeah.
The Patriots lost to the Raiders in Week 1 at home.
Yeah.
But the last 2 weeks were very good.
Yeah.
We mentioned Gonzalez was out the first 3 weeks, so that is very promising for that team.
Yeah.
Vrabel kind of settling in.
Oh, great. I'm glad you mentioned him. I was just thinking about that. Like, he's getting his fingerprints on this team. It took a few weeks, and you're kind of seeing a solid physical Patriots team. And I mean, give Drake May some credit too, man. He made some wild plays, like the one where he was rolling out and he's getting dragged down. Brilliant. And he flipped it to Diggs. Was like, whoa.
Our second year QBs stock back up
a little bit.
We're not complaining about any of those guys really right now.
Yeah, that's a great point. See what happens.
I think this doesn't bode well for the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs and Patriots are going to be battling for that last wild card spot. Yeah. The Bills. Here's who they've beat this year. The Ravens, granted with Lamar.
Yeah.
The Jets.
That's a great game.
The Dolphins. And the Saints.
Yeah.
Are we sure about the Bills?
Good point.
Yeah.
They certainly haven't had the best of competition, and probably playing those 3 teams leading up to this game didn't help them.
Dude.
They were not prepared.
They just lost to the Patriots. This does not bode well for a tiebreaker. Yeah. Patriots could still win the East.
They
and
could.
I mean, anything could still happen, but I mean, realistically, I think they could.
Yeah, we'll get to know Buffalo, because I imagine their schedule is going to get a little bit tougher here. So good point.
Okay, Chiefs-Jags Monday Night Football. I watched this in Hollywood at the hotel. This was fun. Trevor Lawrence, he's averaging 200 yards a game, 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
Yeah.
That's like what he does every week.
Yeah.
And it's the right formula somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Mahomes is leading the Chiefs in rushing every week.
Yeah, he is. Kareem Hunt had a nice game. When they got into the goal line area, he was able to punch it in, but certainly didn't get the volume, and is not racking up a ton of yards.
He's not going to get over 50 in a game.
Yeah.
They did have a good average yard per carry, though. So, so they're just not really handing the ball off much.
Yeah. Well, that game, man, it's so interesting how much like a turnover changes the complexion of everything. I mean, the Chiefs are knocking on the door. They're driving down. And
another inside the 5 turnover.
Inside the 5 turnover, and he takes it back. That was like, oh, man, what a game changer.
I forget that guy's name, but he's a stud
Devin
this
Lloyd.
year.
Yeah, he's had a great year. Yeah, Devin Lloyd.
Travis Hunter and Brian Robinson Jr. had 144 yards combined, so that's promising for the Jags.
BTJ made big catch down the sideline there. Lawrence dropped it right in late. It was beautiful. And, Hunter, man, say what you want, dude. The guy's electric when he gets the ball in his hands. They got to figure out a way to get the ball in his hands. I think they're going to try and do that.
Yeah, well, appears to be a guy that definitely needs some weeks to settle into the league.
Good point.
That said, man, the Jags are doing this without Brian Robinson really being much, without Hunter doing much. Like, they got Etienne, that's their most consistent offensive player. The fact that they're winning like this without huge seasons or games from those guys early on, I mean, they're only going to get better, I think. So the Jags are a lock to make the playoffs for me.
Okay. Thomas hasn't quite burst onto the scene as perhaps you would expect. But, to me it goes back to like Lawrence sort of kind of trying to manage the game. And, Liam Cohen's putting guys in position to succeed. And what's made a huge difference for them is the fact that they're running the ball a little bit. And Etienne's doing his thing, even though he didn't really quite have much of an impact on that game.
Did I give Cohen the Derek Carr Award?
I think you did. Or you mentioned him as one of the candidates, for sure.
I think I gave it to Leonardo DiCaprio instead. I saw that movie in LA. It's
They're
phenomenal.
basically the same person.
Trevor Lawrence kind of has similar rushing stats to Mahomes. Like, we can't overlook that. He can run the ball.
He can. Yeah, even when he falls down twice.
Seriously.
That was nuts.
Dude, the fact that the Chiefs and Eagles are going through this is fucking...
Chris Jones is just like not even tried on that play.
Yeah.
Then the guy gets called out because the replays basically show it. Now he apologizes.
And let's not overlook the Chiefs and Eagles' defensive woes here, really. You know what
Great
I'm saying?
point, dude. You're right. That's their problem so far this year. That's so true. Their defenses are not playing that great. Although Philly, I mean, Jalen Carter was out last night. He makes a huge difference up the middle.
He was?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
So,
Okay.
And you look at I think the Giants had 175 rushing yards.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just pounding the ball up the middle. So
Love to see it.
they were like, oh, Jalen Carter's not playing? Okay, here's Cam Scatterbo right up the middle.
Jalen Carter is one of the most valuable players to his team, it seems like.
Totally. Well, I think, guys in the trenches, stud defensive tackles make
Right.
a hell of a difference.
And
Controlling that line of scrimmage, man, that's what wins or loses football games.
The Chiefs did dominate total yards in this game. They
Yeah.
just had 13 penalties to the Jags 4.
Yeah, that's another thing. They were penalized off the hook, which is kind of good, if you ask me. Because,
Bad
they've
coaching.
gotten away
Horrible
from
coaching in Kansas City.
They've gotten away with a lot of calls over the years, says
Seriously.
a Niners fan that wished they called holding.
The universe may be shifting, right? Maybe we'll see it with MAGA here soon.
Yeah.
The universe will shift.
Well, and the turnovers. I mean, again, that Lloyd pick changed everything.
Okay, we're going to go.
That should count as yardage for Jacksonville.
Agree. A lot of defense, special teams touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
We're going to go to top 3 game, Buccaneers Seahawks. We mentioned, is the Baker MVP talk deserved?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you think? Man, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's great. Pulling out these close games is really impressive. Egbuka's best game yet. Unfortunately for Ja'Cory, looks like Egbuka has the Rookie of the Year lockdown.
Okay, can we talk about that for a sec, though? Because, man, I mean, the race got crazy with what Cam did last night, with what Bill did, with what Egbuka's been doing. And honestly, if Jackson Dart leads the Giants to 7-8 wins, he'll probably win it.
No.
Because quarterbacks get all the recognition.
No.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. But yeah, rookies, this is just, again, NIL rookies stepping right in there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, though, think about the quarterbacks.
Fair.
I mean, they always get the recognition at the end of the day.
We'll see. His stats aren't there, though.
They're deemed so valuable, and rightfully so, but also, I think what is cool about this year's race is that more so in years past, the skill position players do have a really good shot at winning the title, whether that's Bill, Cam, or Egbuka. So,
Sam Darnold, I think, is a top 10 quarterback, we can say now, unequivocally. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe taking over Hurt's spot. Kenneth Walker averaged 8.6 yards a carry this game. The guy we talked about, is he a star or not? I mean, he's balling. Is JSN a top 5 receiver?
Yeah. Dude, so far this year, absolutely. Dude's amazing.
It's just the prototype with him, Puka, and Amon-Ra, very similar guys. Even team stat line. Tampa Bay still doesn't really have a rush game, so we kind of see that with some of these teams that are considered playoff teams. The lack of a rushing game may really hurt them.
Well, it's tough without Bucky, but Rachaad White played well.
Yeah.
And this week they don't have Evans, and now Godwin's ruled out.
Really?
And Bucky's out too. They've got Baker.
I just wanted to point out, the Bucs could also be 1-4.
Yeah, they could.
Let's not forget that.
Same thing with the Niners. They played close games.
But they have beat great teams. I just want to question, let's not crown them necessarily, as they're 16th in the point differential power ranking. The Hawks lost to the Niners in week 1. They barely beat the Cardinals. They lost to the Bucs. So, top team all year in point differential. Fascinating to see how the season unfolds for them, though.
Yeah, it really will.
You mentioned you were concerned about them.
I was concerned, yeah. Just wonder Sam.
Yeah.
Just don't know if you can have a lot of faith in Sam.
New coach, too. Kind of like the Jags. The Seahawks and Jags kind of similar vibes.
Donald's, I think, wasn't he coach last year?
Is he? Okay. I don't know. No, because Carroll left am I tripping?
I think he was gone
This
for a
is
while.
Carroll's first year with the Raiders.
It is, but I think he was not with Seattle last year.
Okay, Eagles, Broncos. We got 2 more games here to talk about and wrap this up. Bo Nix. The Nix, Sutton, Dobbins trio is just every week. They're the leaders. Like, there's no one else really contributing, which is fine. It's working. You just wonder, like, why not just double Sutton?
Yeah.
And then, spy Dobbins or something? It seems
he likes to throw to Franklin quite a bit. I think Franklin's making some plays.
I didn't notice him in the stat lines.
Yeah.
Barkley, let's not forget this Eagles-Broncos games. He has 6 carries for 30 yards. And no, that's not a receiving stat. 6 catches for 30 yards, 6 carries.
It's crazy. I think he's banged up, man. And then mentioned a little bit about him kind of going into this Giants game. And he was questionable.
Okay.
And then he ended up playing. I don't know. There's something going on with Saquon.
I wrote down A.J. Brown must be furious last week, and now last night happened.
But they did get him the ball, though. He had like 6-7 catches for 80, 90 yards, so.
Tough. I mean, the way the Broncos came back in the game was tough.
It was, dude. It was beautiful. It's a huge win for Denver. That's like a season righting of the ship win for them. Big time.
They crushed Philly on the ground.
Yeah.
Philly was 2 for 11 on third down that game. Mm. And the Broncos dominated time of possession.
Yeah, it's really interesting how you can look at how a team does on third down and determine like if they won or lost. Yeah. That's a really, really important stat.
And the Commanders, they kind of famously crushed it on fourth down last season. So I think there's something to JD. I think that bodes well for them moving forward. Not just being the number 1 rushing team in the NFL right now, but their third and fourth down conversions. This is the final game we're going to cover. The game I went to. The Commies at the Chargers.
The Commies.
Look, red zone defense by the Commanders, suddenly phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, they got embarrassed by the Atlanta Falcons the week before, that front 7. I was like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
And then just to, pick in the end zone, a couple picks overall. Just stopping people, holding them to field goals. So excellent red zone defense. The only touchdown the Chargers got was offside on that first field goal attempt that they made, and then they scored. So essentially could have held them to without any touchdowns. Von Miller is contributing a little bit, which is nice. The front 7 really did it this week. Shocking. Nice turnover ratio for Washington.
Yeah.
We can't overlook the Washington offensive line too.
Yeah, they're playing good.
The stud from Houston, Tunsil, and then this rookie. Yeah. Connerly is like, his ratings are like off the charts.
Right.
So you could see it, man. And now with JD getting comfortable running there, I mean, as we all know from Lamar, like, you got that elite runner back there. It's nearly impossible to stop.
Right.
Yeah,
Washington's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a huge win for them. And I think, part of their defensive line success, I do think that's an improved area, but I also think a lot of it, again, falls back to like the Chargers and their offensive line injury woes were a mess.
I'm just saying, from the week before, like, to see what that bounce back quickly was. Whew.
Armstrong is good on the edge for them.
Yeah. JD's patience when they're down early is one of the most valuable qualities he has. That's his Brady-esque quality, is that he never worries. Doesn't matter how much we're down by. You can always count on him to kind of march back. I mean, those 2 insane comebacks last year, the Bears and Cowboys, huge strength of his.
Yeah.
Debo has been consistent.
Sure has.
In all-pro this year
he's
so
been
far.
Solid.
No Scary Terry again next week, but we feel okay. The other wide receivers and tight ends didn't really show up this week. McCaffrey had the one big catch.
Yeah, he did. That was a great play. And honestly, a great pass.
That's all we need from Luke.
Yeah.
Give us one big play a game.
Sure.
And I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I mentioned how fucked we felt after that punt return touchdown that got called back. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, 150 total yards. He sees the field so well, dude. Yeah. So I intentionally got a literal top row seat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I was by myself. I'm not impressing a girl. Like, I don't need to go down there, right? That's the only reason I buy expensive tickets. But dude, I'm kind of addicted to the last seat in the house, the way you can see the field, dude.
Yeah, you can.
And to see Ja'Cory's he's had 2 kind of bounce out touchdown runs where it was just wide fucking open.
Yeah.
And in the NFL to do that, like inside the red zone, where it's just daylight, like he sees the field so incredibly well.
Yeah. I would give Cliff Kingsbury all the credit in the world for that. Because he knew Bill sees the field well. Cliff sees the field well. He knew. Those were great play calls. Because it's not like Ja'Cory broke any tackles. He just ran to the open space.
Well, those early cuts and and just to have Jaden now and Ja'Cory, good God!
Yeah.
This is a lethal combo.
Yeah, you're right. Ja'Cory makes some great moves, but I was specifically referring to those touchdown runs where he got the edge and it was just whoop, wide open.
All right, we're gonna close out here the rushed episode. I want to go on for so much longer, but we got Amy waiting for Living Directors podcast here.
Oh, nice.
I just want to say our secondary coverage was good. Looks promising. Does Herbert hold the ball too long? I think this has been a thing with him. Is the Chargers' offensive play calling good? The Herbert thing, man, it's already back.
Yeah, it is. Man, you make a good point. There are a number of plays popping in my mind where he's just kind of holding it, and then it's a disaster. Yeah, I think he does. I think that's one of his kryptonites.
Good luck in Tampa this week.
Yeah,
Niners,
got to
tough
go on
game.
the road.
AC Sports Podcast is on Instagram and YouTube.
Where are you guys? Oh, you got Monday night.
Chicago. Hosting Chicago.
Oh, dude, it's going to be the
light work.
It's the first matchup between the two teams since the Hail Mary or the Fail Mary for Tyreek Stevenson.
We're gonna close this one out easily this week, I think.
Where are you guys, at home or on the road?
I think we're at home again.
Okay, nice. Let's hope the cannons in Tampa just don't go off that much.
Any parting words until next week, Ross?
No, man. Just hey, we're here. We're here doing our thing. It's fun to break it down. Great job with the rankings, man, and the breakdown. It's cool to talk football. And hey, those Niners surprisingly 4-1.
4-1.
Wow.
We both could be in first place when you see us next week, and that's phenomenal. Next week is the last week of the Point Differential Power Rankings. I only do 6 weeks.
Yeah, because the buys start messing things? Or?
No, it's just, for some reason, I'm settling on 6, and then we're going to make playoff predictions for the entire season after next week.
Okay, cool.
Then in the Week 7 podcast, we're going to switch it up. We're going to get into quarterback rankings and do things a little differently. So subscribe, follow. It's been a great season on the pod and in the NFL so far.
Mac Jones, QB1.
Till next week, AC Sports Podcast.
Peace.
We out.